Alright everybody, what's going on? It's Thundershot and we are here today to talk about some Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. Today we're going to be talking about raids and raid missions. There was a surprise raid mission yesterday that just kind of showed up on the map. It was located near Kame House, and essentially I'm going to be breaking down raids for you guys today and how they work. So the raid was Majin Vegeta, and if you guys don't know, if you guys haven't kept up on Xenoverse 2 at all, a little bit of backstory, there are 6v1 missions naturally in the game already. You walk up to it, you push circle, you get a lobby of 6 people, and then you fight something like a Great Ape or like a super evil form of someone. Or on the Bandai Namco live stream, we fought evil Golden Frieza, or we fought Golden Frieza, who then turned into Timebreaker Golden Frieza, and he was insanely difficult to beat as a 6v1. Now the thing about these missions that I'm talking about now is that there's something that your 6v1 squad is expected to beat. There's something you can actually, there's someone you can actually fight and take over in the allotted time, whether it's 5, 10, 15 minutes, whatever the time limit for the mission is. There's someone that it might be tough, but there's someone that you can beat. What we're going to be talking about today is raid missions, which are kind of a whole different concept, a whole different thing. So you still get in the lobby, you still have to find the raid mission. They only go on for a limited amount of time, apparently. I'm not 100% sure how it works yet, but we'll be explaining that as we go through. But for example, in the beta, I don't know when it started. I think it started earlier in the day, and then it ended around 5 p.m. my time. But right at 5 p.m., Majin Vegeta, the Majin Vegeta Raid, disappeared. He had been defeated before then, but I don't think he went away the moment he was defeated. We'll explain more about servers and stuff when we get there. But anyways, you walk up to it the same way you would any other 6v1 mission, except this one's a raid. You still get a squad of 6 people versus 1, and then you would hop into the lobby. Now, this Majin Vegeta started out at his power level being 300,000, but by the time you get into a lobby, if you get to it a little later, if you get to it, 5 or 10 minutes after, even an hour later, you might notice that his power level isn't at 300,000. When you very first start fighting him, his power level, like for example on mine, when I first started fighting him, his power level was at 285,000. And you have 5 minutes to beat up Majin Vegeta, and my group, and mind you, we're all a bunch of level 25s because that's the maximum level in the beta that you can be. We're all a bunch of level 25s. My group was knocking him down about 10,000 power level. Now, the power level bar and the health bar are kind of the same thing. The only difference is that the power level bar is freaking enormous. It is super huge. I want to say that the average health bar, like on your character, for example, your character has about a health bar and then a little bit more. My character has a health bar and then a little bit more, health bar and a half, sort of. I want to say one full health bar is about 100 points. And the power level itself was actually at 300,000, and you only have 5 minutes in your 6v1 group to whittle Majin Vegeta's power level down from 300,000. Now, this is actually impossible. From the beta standpoint, this is actually impossible to do with your normal 6v1 group, but wait, there's more. I'm going to explain it as I go along. Over the course of 5 minutes, my 6v1 group was able to take down Majin Vegeta about 10,000 power level, or 10,000 health points. Power level and health kind of mean the same thing here, but about 10,000 power level. So we were able to take him from 285,000 to about 275,000, which isn't a lot. I mean, we barely put a dent in him over the course of our 5 minutes. But when the mission ended, it popped up on the screen and it said clear, as if we had cleared the mission. You hop back into the Majin Vegeta Raid instantly if you're on the same server, and you'll notice that his power level has gone down significantly. So what the raids actually are is, even though you're in a 6v1 group fighting Majin Vegeta, he's actually losing health at the rate of the entire server that you're on. So if you're in a multi-lobby server, your entire multi-lobby server and everyone doing the raid is really, you're all knocking down Vegeta's power level. If you're in a single lobby, you get thrown into a specific, I don't know if it's in a specific single lobby server that you get thrown to if you're still connected to online, or if they put you in a random multi-lobby server. Because you can log into single lobby and still be connected to online and still do the raid. Sometimes when you're in single lobby, it boots you out of online. So that one's kind of up in the air, but you can still do the raids and you are still tied to a server while in single lobby. But the point is that these entire lobbies are the ones beating up Majin Vegeta, and if you just participate and you don't die and your whole group stays healthy, you will get it clear at the end of the mission, and then your points that you beat up Vegeta will stick, and his health will go down that much for the whole server. Now, at the time I recorded this, I was actually having a lot of trouble getting onto any single lobby or multi-lobby, just connecting to Xenoverse Online because the beta has been having its problems. But I kept joining my friends, and my friends were in different multi-lobbies, so I would go to one Majin Vegeta fight where he was at maybe 50,000 health, and we knocked him down to 40,000. Then I would join another friend, and Majin Vegeta's health, it would be on a different server, so Majin Vegeta would have more health, and he'd be at like 100,000 health, and then we knock him down to 90,000. So it definitely varies by whatever server you're on. Now, I personally didn't get, my whole goal was to be there, but they turned the raid off before I could figure it out for sure. My whole goal was to be there when you knocked Majin Vegeta's health to 0 because I wanted to see what happened. I didn't personally get to experience this, but I had a Twitter follower who tweeted at me, and he was able to get it, and he got a video of it, so I'm going to show that on screen now. And apparently, when you knock Majin Vegeta, when you knock the raid boss down to 0, nothing special happens. It cuts to a normal 6v1 screen. His video ends a little bit early, but he did a follow-up tweet saying that he didn't get any reward, he didn't unlock any move, he didn't get a crap load of Zenny or any TP medals or anything like that. It just kind of cut to Majin Vegeta being over, and then I think if you hopped in the raid, you'll notice that Majin Vegeta's health restarted at 300,000. So I'm relatively sure this was very, very much a test raid. I think there will be bigger rewards for beating Majin Vegeta in the future. I don't know if there will be rewards for being the one who knocks him to 0 health or being in a group that knocks him to 0 health. Or if there will just be rewards if you participated in the server, because you did receive, whether you were there when Majin Vegeta went to 0 health or not, if you participated in the raid even one time, if you did the raid even one time, you did get a reward. However, the reward I got was pretty lame because it was just 2 energy capsules. I don't know if it goes off how much damage you did to Majin Vegeta over the course of the entire raid and his health going to 0. I don't know if it's completely random. I'm not 100% sure how it works. There will be raids in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, and I hope they can do some really cool stuff with this, especially if they give you special rewards, maybe certain costumes that you can't get anywhere else. Maybe they add that in as sort of like a, not DLC, but just exclusive stuff you can only get if you participate in certain raids. Perhaps the Majin logo on your forehead would be a cool idea, or the evil eyes like they have. Just stuff like that would be really, really neat. I'm really looking forward to the idea of raids. Now, I've gotten way too far ahead of myself, and this should have been somewhere earlier in the video, but the way that Majin Vegeta himself works, he works like any normal 6v1. If you've seen any footage, I have a video up on Namekians and Giant Great Ape 6v1 fights already. And he works like any normal 6v1 who is not a giant, obviously. At least that's the way Majin Vegeta worked. I don't know if there will be raids with giant forms. I'm hoping there will, because that's kind of cool to give a giant form that much health, because giants are really hard to take down. They're not really hard to take down, but giants only have to hit you like once or twice to take a lot of your health away. But no, the way Majin Vegeta works, he works like any normal raid boss. If you saw the Bandai Namco livestream where we fought Golden Frieza, he works just like that. Or where we fought Turles on the Bandai Namco livestream, he works just like that, where he's relatively easy to beat up, but every now and again he'll do a move that knocks everybody back, and then he's got the giant ball that would destroy the earth if it lands or whatever. It does a devastating amount of damage that you have to knock back his giant ball to him. One thing he also tended to do near the end of our 5 minutes, usually after about 4 minutes or so had passed, he would try to knock everyone into other dimensions, so everyone would go flying into a different dimension. And then the rocks would seal you away, so when you broke out, you had to break the rocks to free your allies and stuff like that. Just typical 6v1 stuff. If you've seen a 6v1 video, or if you've gone onto the beta and done the 6v1 tutorial, you know what I'm talking about. But no, that is raids and everything we know about them. We've got a pretty good handle on how they're going to work. The only thing that's kind of up in the air for me is how rewards are going to work. Will giants be a thing? And how exactly does the power level thing work? And I'm mainly just concerned about how they're going to deal with the rewards, because like I said before, it is a really cool idea, the raid bosses and everything they could do with that. And I like the idea of like exclusive gear. That just popped into my head while I was doing this commentary. It's not guaranteed or anything, but I like the idea of exclusive gear and stuff like that. The only thing is it's incredibly easy. Like, I don't know how awesome the rewards should be necessarily, like if they should be like a Dragon Ball or whatever, because if you get a reward for just participating, that means you just have to hop into the lobby once. You just have to do the raid once for 5 minutes. You don't have to take Majin Vegeta's health down that much. You don't have to beat Majin Vegeta or anything like that. If you just hop in once, you get the participation reward, and that takes almost nothing. You just have to log on that day, and you get the reward. And that doesn't really take anything, but if you were maybe someone, like you had to do so much damage, like let's say you had to do by yourself over 100,000 damage to the raid boss in total. You know what I mean? Over the course of multiple raid boss attempts. Let's just say you solo had to do over 10,000 points of damage, or you had to be there when Majin Vegeta got his health knocked down to 0, when Majin Vegeta got his power level knocked down to 0, then maybe you get like a little bit bigger reward for that. It'll be interesting to see how they divide that up. My guess is that they'll do it just by participation, because that's how they did it in the beta, but I'm almost 100% sure this was like a super test. The other thing I don't know is, if they give him like a really, really giant, massive power level, is he going to be there until the end of a time limit like he was during the beta, where it ended, like I said, for me at 5 p.m. He just shut off? Or is it going to be one of those things where, let's just say they give him a huge power level, like let's say they give him like a power level of 2 million or something instead of 300,000, and then once his health hits 0, that's when it ends. If his health hits 0, boom, the raid's over, and then it's done. That would also be another cool idea. But no, I'm rambling at this point. Just want to introduce to you guys the idea of raids and how they would work, and this was really something that I didn't expect. I really didn't see this one coming. I knew that 6v1s were a thing, and 6v1s, I'm still looking forward to those. And this is kind of like 6v1s, but they get the entire server involved, and that's really, really cool. And I'm really looking forward to doing these and the rewards that they bring. And I want to see how much damage I do. Once I can get my character to level, 80 or whatever and get him maxed out and get all the moves on him I want, like I'll have a full set just for destroying raid bosses. It's going to be super awesome. It's going to be super cool. But that's going to wrap it up for me. I want to thank you guys for coming out. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please subscribe for more Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 news and leave a like if you liked the video. As always, I'm Thundershot. I'm out. Peace, late, and we will see you. Have a good one, everybody.